He says you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Abraham was 75 years old, 75 años, cuando Dios lo invitó, lo llamó a dejar todo para comenzar algo nuevo. How many folks here, just out of curiosity, are 75 or more years old? And you thought you were done. You thought you were done. Pensaron que ya se acabó su trabajo, ¿verdad? God likes old dogs. And God likes to teach them new tricks. You know, Divine Redeemer was 70 years old in the summer of 1985 when I first walked through those doors. I was 25 years old. I had just broken my neck. And I was attending a meeting of the Hispanic Presbyterian Caucus at Our Lady of the Pillar Retreat Center here in San Antonio. And in the middle of that retreat, Cindy was getting married. And the whole group came to the wedding. First time I walked through these doors. Who'd have known? January, next year, 86, I spent the month here kind of figuring out if there was some work for me to do in San Antonio. And I met in that little office you, Luis Guerrero. And I learned about this church and I learned about this community, and I wondered if there was something maybe for me to do here. In 1994, when you all called me, Divine Redeemer was almost 80 years old. Almost 80 years old. And you called me with a dream that you have as a church. A dream of reconnecting yourselves more deeply to this neighborhood and community. You wanted to get to know your neighbors better. You wanted to get to know the folks that you lived in the middle of, because many of you had grown up here, but were not living here in this community any longer. Many of you traced your roots. Mucha gente vivieron, tenían sus raíces en esta comunidad, pero ya no vivieron aquí en este área. Querían reconectarse con la comunidad en su alrededor. Era el sueño de esta iglesia hace 21 años. Y me invitaron a ayudarles a descubrir si fuera posible y cómo hacerlo. And so we launched 21 years of work together that have brought us to this day, 100 years of life as a congregation. We're an old dog as far as churches go. There are older churches, no doubt, but there are lots and lots and lots and lots of churches that never, ever make it this far. Never. Pero aquí estamos. And I just want to celebrate, and I know I'm going to forget some things, but I just want to celebrate some of what we've done together over those last 21 years. Right? We remodeled this sanctuary and enjoy the beauty of this sanctuary every Sunday now, thanks to the work of folks in this church, thanks to Eric, some of his vision as an architect for us. We built the Vasquez Center on a site where there was a condemned cinder block building. Y hemos creado un lugar donde ahora señoras bailan todos los días zumba para poder mantener sus líneas bonitas. Y son esas señoras que cosieron ayer más que 100 docenas de tamales para dar alimentación a nuestra comunidad. So we had over 100 dozen tamales made by those women who dance to get rid of the tamales. Western New York. We've rehabbed the yellow house that's on the corner here that the churches have, turned that into a center for the teens of our community where they are being educated and encouraged to dream their own dreams and to fulfill their own hopes and to get their education. With our new partner in ministry, Time Dollar, we've put in a community prayer garden and a community garden that grows vegetables that feed the neighborhood, that provide an example to the community of what you can grow yourself to help your family stay healthy. Recientemente adquirimos la propiedad aquí detrás y la hemos convertido en una canchita para fútbol, para la comunidad. Y antes de esto, junto con House of Neighborhood, we created a little columpio, a little playground for the kids of our community, and we have a beautiful space for the neighbors of our community to be able to enjoy anytime they want to. It's always open. We've planted trees. We've produced, just in the time I've been here, 2 seminarians, and we had another one before that. We created a young adult volunteer unit that inhabits the rehab house on Sanders, where the Brown family lived for many, many, many years. Y que ahora nutre y alimenta los sueños y esperanzas de jóvenes que quieren servir a Dios y quieren servir a la comunidad. We relaunched Truth 52. Thanks be to God. We've created NEO, Peace Pals, for the young kids, House of Teens for the old kids, a scholarship fund, the Rivera Scholarship Fund, to help them a little bit with the cost of getting into college. And we have a 100% graduation rate from high school for the kids who are enrolled in that program. That's a big deal. Started this little band that used to be called the Holy Boys, and now we really don't know what to call ourselves. Holy Boys plus Holy Boys. I don't know. Last Holy Boys. Last Holy Boys. We completely rehabbed, and then sold to Housing and Community Services the West Durango Plaza apartments, which we had shepherded for 40 years. We turned them over to folks who continued that ministry, and we at House of Neighborhood netted $2.4 million that has now become our endowment for the two of us. What an amazing thing that is. We launched a Spanish 12-step program that continues today after many, many years. We've got our new ministry partner in Time Dollar. We've done myriad things that came up and served their time and have now faded away. And I can't even begin to name all of those. And now we're 100 years old. Ahora tenemos 100 años. 100 años. We're an old dog. But I think God still has some new tricks for us to learn. I don't think we're done dreaming. No creo que hemos terminado de soñar aquí. I know I still have dreams. Ever since Claire was here working with House of Teens and getting that off the ground, I have dreamed of creating some kind of housing rehabilitation ministry for the houses of this community that could rehab them and sell them to the immigrant families coming here that are looking for a place to put some roots down. They are good bets because they want to be here with everything they are. I would love to see that happen in the next 100 years. I dream about bigger space. Our struggling right now because we just found out yesterday that because House of Neighborly is expanding their childcare program, great thing, the licensing folks don't want us to put the piano in the room where we used to rehearse. And so we don't really have a space for our choir to practice, except in the hallway as you come in the door right now. We need some room. We need more than what we've got because we got good stuff going on. Hay mucho pasando aquí que requiere lugar y espacio. When you go down to El Progreso, you'll see Eric's done some conceptual drawings of what we could possibly do. I dream of having a salon back here behind us where the basketball court is that's big enough for us to have our next big anniversary celebration right here in a beautiful, wonderful building. I dream of that. And I think we could get there. I really do. Tamales cada semana. There we go. Cada semana. And I dream of a church that's this full every Sunday. I do. I dream of that. I haven't stopped dreaming. I sure hope you haven't stopped dreaming. Because even though we're 100 years old, if God can take Abraham at 75 and do everything that God did with Abraham at 75, God can take some of us who are 75 or 80 and still do a new thing with us. And I am absolutely sure that God can take this church that is 100 years old and take it for another 100 years. I believe it. And I hope and I pray that you will keep dreaming with me. Because I believe God is still dreaming with us. Let's pray. Increíble Dios. Tú que sueñas cosas que nosotros ni podemos conseguir. Entregamos en tus manos hoy nuestras personas y nuestros sueños, y nuestro deseo de soñar, y nuestro miedo al soñar. Ayúdanos a superar todo lo que nos detiene para poder lanzarnos a los próximos 100 años con el mismo ánimo que hoy sentimos. En el nombre de Cristo, nuestro Señor, te lo pedimos.